The sounds of buzzing bees haunt my dreams at night. It's like I've got a hidden hive inside my ear. When I was out hunting for wild hives the other day, I was unable to listen out for the hives because of the constant buzzing in my ears. I had to wait till nightfall so I could see the dim glow that comes from wild hives and then investigate. Not just one, but 2 blood red moons happened while I was out. That is a long time in the wilds looking for bees. And in the night come monsters. But today I managed to complete the breeding of imperial bees, but it was not without the help of science. Now then, welcome back to another episode of A Druid's Tale. In the Magic Farm 3 mod pack once again. Right now I'm just sorting out a little something of a repair job that I need for my scythe. The scythe has been working overtime. There's been quite a lot of killing going on. All over the place. Mobs are coming from all over the place. And I've had a couple of blood red moons as well, which I haven't been able to sleep through, so I've been out on the kill instead. Fortunately, the armor has huge amounts of enchantments on it, and the mana tablet keeps it all nicely stocked up, and I just recharge the mana tablet. That's quite good. That's nearly done all the silver. That's quite good as well. I got plans for today, but it's a bitting and bobbing episode, I believe I would say. A bit and bob. It's going to have a bit of this and a bob of that. I've got loads of things that I'm working on that can't be just finished. They need to be sort of like stewed for a while. They need to stew for a bit. And what? Oh, actually, I need to get down here because I need the silver. I forgot the silver. I just looked at the silver in the smeltery as well. I completely forgot that I actually need the silver. Should be in the output by now. Yeah. So there's only a few more to go through. That's okay. Should be enough to get started. Anyway, I don't think I've got enough glass to get started. Anyway, what I'm doing today. We're checking on the bees because I've had a little bit of a breeding of the bees sorted out. We're going to see if that works. We're going to get some silver and some glass to make some of these mirrors to make solar panels because I think I might need a little bit of energy. A little bit of power generation started up. So silver and glass makes these mirrors, and then these mirrors and wood and redstone make the solar panels. Nice and simple, I would say. So let's make as many as we can. Boom, there we go. That's as many as we can. And I don't think I've got a silver tub in a minute. No, I haven't. Let's put the silver in there then. And then redstone. Oh, I've used up all the redstone out of there. Did I put the redstone somewhere else safe? No. Redstone. See what I've got downstairs. The whole mutation of bees thing, the natural method of mutating bees is taking a very long time. So long that I've decided that I might just move into Gendustry today. And to start off with that, I need a bit of power. So I'm starting with the solar generation. Nice and Druid-like, I guess. Nice and Druid-like. I'm making it up as I go along. But it's not destroying the environment. It's from renewable sources and all that kind of jazz. Which, of course, Druids will be favourable for, I suppose. Yep. And how many of these am I going to be able to make? That's a lot. And that's another lot. And that one. Okay. So 13 of them. Okay, and let's take some of that redstone back and get some gold. I think I've got some gold. Yes, I have. Let's make a few of these. And the next stage up is taking something like those. I'll only take 2 though because I don't need too many. The next stage up was making 8 around the outside to make a solar panel 2. So a solar panel 1 has a capacity of 50,000 and generates 1 per tick with a transfer of 16. And a solar panel 2 has a generation of 16. So that's generation 2, that's generation 16. So it's basically taking all 8 of those and putting them into one block, which makes sense. But it can transfer 128 and has a capacity of 250,000. 250,000 being not all of those, I should think. That's 100,000, that's 200. That makes it 250,000 and a transfer of 16 each. Yeah, not quite right, but still. It'll do. It'll do, I say. It'll do. And drop that into there. And drop that into there. And I'll put that back where it belongs. Back over there. Okay. So we got solar panels. We've got 5 of those, 1 of those. Do we have any cables that can carry the power? Yes, we do. This is transfer 200. That is transfer 128. That's 16. So that should be able to transfer everything they're producing. Okay. Right. Well, that's a backup plan. That's just getting ready. I think I'll put those on the roof of the bee place right now and get that started. It is night time, but still, we shall head out because I don't look very tired. I've been sleeping lots to try and get rid of the night so we could have constant day for the bees. And look how the item frames are showing up before anything else loads in. There you go. I haven't seen that before because normally the world is loaded in a lot faster, but as soon as I put my recording software on, everything rolls in slowly. Still common, that's good. Still common, that's good. I had some right problems with these. The commons were a mix of like a forest and a meadows, remember? So the forest and the meadows meant that I made a common, but a common with an inactive of the other one. So every now and again when the princess came out, it would come out as a random princess, either forest or meadows, and go back in with the common drones and make I don't know, cultivated, I think it came out as. So I've had a few cultivators coming out of it, and just some random other drones from different types that have been coming out of these as well. But that's okay, that's fine. Let's just see if I can actually sleep, just in case I can get rid of the night before all the caves fill up with baddies. Yes, I can. Good, good. And that'll also get the bees running a bit faster as well. So, where are we at on here? Oh yeah, thank you very much for the good suggestion. Look, it was said in the comments, forget who by, but instead of putting them on the rack, you can shift right click and they go on the wall. And it allows me to still do the ticking and the crossing and the moving the pages and stuff, looking at the clipboard on the wall, which is awesome. Just shift right click it onto a wall and you can carry on using it. And then shift right click it to take it off to add more things in. So anyway, I've got cultivated. So meadows and forest equals common. I think we did that last episode. Common and meadows equals, or common and forest equals cultivated. And then cultivated and common equals noble or diligent. And I actually needed noble rather than diligent. So cultivated and common makes noble. So what I've done is I started out the back here. I took all my doors off, right? I took all my doors off, everything. Because every time I broke something around here, even if it was just a flower that was in the way of something, the villagers would have that little sparky thing about them. They can't hurt me, but the villagers were getting upset every time I broke something because they consider this their village. So I took down all the wooden doors so that they wouldn't have a village to look at. I'm going to replace them with iron eventually. I smelted up a load of iron over there and I've just got to make the doors and bring it over. Yeah, here we go. So this yielded quite a few different things from... This was a cultivated and a common drone together. And the majority of the time we got cultivated drones and common drones, and the princess went back in with another drone, and we ended up with all this. Eventually, the common princess, as it were, turned into a forest princess. Ignorable stock as well. So that doesn't work very well. This one has now been cleared out. This one also... this one hadn't finished by the time I walked off. When I went over there to start checking things out, this was still running. But that's changed to a forest princess as well now after all this time. So they both ended up turning back to forest princess. Whereas this one has got a cultivated princess with noble drones, which is awesome. So I'm going to put a cultivated with a noble, and that should lead us on to the next stage. So I've got noble there, and then we've got noble plus cultivated equals majestic, then majestic plus noble equals imperial. So I might actually get this finished in this episode. It looks hopeful now, because once this cultivated and noble combination becomes a majestic, then the majestic and the noble can become the imperial, and then I've got my first imperial bee, which is awesome. I've been setting up the bees so that there's a limited amount of each, because I was finding that I just put all my bees in, and now I've limited it down a little bit. So this is the rocky section, rocky queens, rocky drones. The rockies are still transforming into what is it, ebony every now and again, which is a bit weird, but they keep doing that. The sorceress, I don't really know what they're for, but I found them somewhere, so I've decided I'll put them out here, and they're just constantly cycling. And these commons are now doing a good job as well. These are my original common stock that I made. Oh, dang it. There's another one, look. It's made a cultivated queen from a common. Yeah, because there was a bit of forest drone in there. Here we go, this is how it works. Every now and again, one of these will split into an awkward grouping, and then it can all go all over the place. Wow, I got a lot of forest drones out of it. I think the commons just generally make a load of different drone types and stuff when you get to them. Cultivated. Let's take all of the drones out. I don't want no drones in there. Get them all out. Come on. It'd be quicker to empty downstairs, but if I did that and it changed while I was downstairs, then that'd be odd. So I got at least 5 different drone types out of that, didn't I? And in actual fact, I just wanted common drones, so maybe that one's been on the longest. Let's take half of those and put those half in there, so any drones that this produces will skip on out, and common should be the one that we end up with. In fact, that's a cultivated, so I'll take the cultivated and put the forest in there, and hopefully the forest and the common will make a common princess at some point, and then we won't have this problem. And the cultivated, I can try again over here to try and get cultivated and common together to make the thing that I actually wanted instead of that. So let's take another common drone out of there and have that cultivated with a common. And this one can have a cultivated with a common, and hopefully not break out into all this again. Let's throw those away. I don't really need those in my life right now. There we go, and we'll see what we get from that. I've disabled the automatically putting back into the apiary over this side, so that I can manually control it all. But that looks like it's going to take a fair while still. So let's think about where we're going to put these solar panels. I'm going to put them up here, I should think. Get out from underneath there. I was thinking about up here, so that it goes down into the corner. Kind of on here, I guess. Yeah, this might work. And if I was to break that, where would I be? I'd be down there. Okay. Maybe if I went in the side here and down, that might work. Let's see. Let's put a couple of those in here and bring them out this way. And then just bring them out a little ways here. And then put the solar panels on the top there. So how does this work? It's already filling up fairly quickly because it's got full light level and it's going to carry a charge. So that's good. Let's jump on the top here. So I want them around it, around here like this. There we go. And do they fit onto the sides as well? Yes, they do. Okay, awesome. So that's a nice little solar array there that can gather some power and take it down the inside there. Might tidy it up a bit later on. In fact, I probably will tidy it up a little bit later on and change it around again, because I always do things on camera and then sort of regret it afterwards. I don't know why I regret it afterwards, but I always seem to regret it afterwards. So there's power coming into this corner now. The next thing I need to do then is make the Gendustry stuff that can allow the mutations, because the Gendustry mutators do things really, really quickly. So a mutatron producer, I need one of these, which is lots of crafting. I need a mutatron, which is one of these, which is lots of crafting. And I'm also going to need some liquid protein, I think. Liquid protein, yeah, and some of those. Well, that's not too hard. I get 16 for 1 diamond, so that's not too bad. So, what did that come up with? Wow. So all these are just lots of bronze, glass, a bit of gold and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing out of the ordinary in there. There's 4 diamonds there and an ender pearl. Nothing amazing though that's too difficult. It's just lots and lots of crafting. So I'm going to head off back to base and make myself the essential bits of Gendustry so that I can install it in the beehive, just in case that mutation doesn't quite go according to plan. Well, it looks like I've had another failure over this side. I've got 2 cultivated princess and a forest princess. They are not the nobles that I was looking for. And here as well, also split off into 2 types. This one's about to die off though, so with fingers crossed, we should be able to see this turn into majestic or a noble. Majestic or noble. Noble will be okay. We could get away with a noble, but a majestic is the one that I'm looking for. I want the majestic to go with the noble to guarantee something. No. It's throwing out another noble drone though. And a cultivated princess. Okay, so it's supposed to be cultivated and noble. So we'll do that. I'm going to take that noble one there, even though I don't really want to use that stock up. And I'm going to take this cultivated here. And I'm going to use the Gendustry stuff that I've just sorted out. Thank you very much again. Spell check for extra feathers. I love them so much. Yeah, I set this up over here. So we've got mutagen still producing. There's a little bit left, I think. You just throw redstone or glowstone in there and it makes mutagen. And then the mutagen comes over to the advanced mutatron, or a mutatron. I'd pick the advanced because you get the little selection down here for breeding types. You get some power in it, which is slowly but surely filling up from the solar panels. This one is just about keeping up as well. So, yeah, that's positive. I don't know how much per recipe it's going to cost me, but anyway. Recipe-wise, you put in 2 things and it makes the other. That's the idea. So if I put in a cultivated princess and a noble drone, it should say, there you go. I can now select what breeding I want. So that was what I'm trying to do out there in naturally, and I'm getting all sorts of odd, weird things. So I'm going to choose that. It'll use up one of the genetics labware. It'll process fairly quickly, but it does use a lot of power. A lot of power. Just for one simple thing like this, a lot of power. I can get most of the common bees quite quickly and easily. And maybe once a day, once it's all done, I will let this fill back up again and then just do something once a day. And that should be okay in theory. Yeah, 93%. It takes ages to fill up with mutagen as well. So then, now we've got the majestic. Can you break down into something else for me as well? Can you break down into a noble? Let's have a cultivated and a common. Cultivated and common should make noble, as far as I'm concerned, in here. So let's see. Noble and cultivated equals majestic. We've done that already, but we need another noble now. So let's see if we can make this one happen again. I've only got 1,000 mutagen, and most of these cost 1,000 with 20,000 RF. And so I've got enough to do it again. So let's put that and that together. A diligent or a noble. And it makes a noble queen as well. So I'm going to select the queen It'll use up the last of that mutagen, and it will use up the 200,000 RF, and it will make me a noble queen. So I'll have a majestic queen and a noble queen to play around with. And once it's morning and they've run their cycle, we should be good to go. I'm actually going to disconnect these guys now, because I don't need the auto processing. It's potentially ruining things. And I'll put the majestic queen in there for the night. Not bright enough, not daytime. That's fine. That's all good. Alright, so I've also got a large selection of bees in here. These are the ones that I'm not using currently. These mystical ones, I took them all out because I kept finding these mystical hives everywhere, so I put them all out. And I've just brought back some of the queens and all that, so I can use them for princesses later, because they're not really producing anything that I want. Loads of drones, but all these unusual drones and some ebony drones kicking around now. I found another steadfast drone, which is nice. Got valiant and cultivated in there as well. Very good. Lots of random forest drones that don't stack, which is annoying. A cultivated drone, yeah, and another couple of cultivated drones in there. But nothing that I can use to further this goal. Aha, there's the noble. So we can't use the noble queens, and we can't use the majestic queen. We have to have them go through one cycle at least before we can do anything with them. So in the morning, when the cycle's gone through, we shall have a look to see if we can get the final bit. Hopefully that'll make a noble. If not, this will make noble drones, and this will make it, yeah. They're both ignoble stock, which means then they're not pristine, which is not very good. I wonder if I can do the genetics for pristine. I probably can't just yet, because I'm not taking genetics. Yeah, and this isn't filling up. Alright, I'll catch you on the flip side. Oh yeah. Dark Goose. Awesomes. Thank you very much, Dark Goose. Check this out. Proven frames. Oh, I can't stack them? I can't stack them. Proven frames. Proven frames help production in forestry. And Dark Goose is finally unlocked a new trade. Is he unlocked another one now? Yes. And it's a wheat for parched comb. Okay. That's where Barry over here started. Wheat for stringy comb. Okay. And that's monastic. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Thank you very much. Look at that. So I can easily do that one later, and I'll trade with him a bit more sometime as well. Let's see. Right, these have only just started because it's only just turned daylight again. But let's put these proven frames in here. It doesn't help speed them up or anything like that, but it does make more production value for them, which is in itself pretty good. And when I've got the final bee, then having that extra production value will be good. You can also use these proven frames to make other frames, like an Oblivion frame, which I believe is stupidly expensive. Yeah, the dragon egg, plus a load of other bits and pieces. And, oh, that's it. That's the only thing you can make using a proven frame. Okay. And they don't stack. But the villager sells them in sixes, so that's okay. So they will slowly but surely use that, and it also makes more comb by the looks of it. Yep. So using these is generating more combs from them. So this one should start generating combs as well soon enough. Thank you. I've also changed around a lot of stuff downstairs because I was getting sick of the refined relocation being a little bit buggy. Whenever I went and unloaded the chunks, when I came back and loaded the chunks, it was like in that instant all of the machines would kind of clog up. So what I've done, instead of taking a transfer node which contains something and can clog up, like so. Okay, that wasn't exactly what I planned on doing straight away. These automatically get rid of comb stuff. But previously I had it so that the comb could potentially have gone into the transfer node on the way back in. And then it would stick up because there's nowhere to put a comb in the beehive. So I've changed it to thermodynamics item duct. No sieving or no sieving, no whitelist or blacklist or anything like that. Just literally it takes what it can out of there, and if there's an available opportunity to post it somewhere, it will. Which means that it can't take combs out of there because there's nowhere available. That sort of is checking to see if it can before it tries, whereas this one just takes it and then sees what it can do with it. So I've swapped them around a little bit. And I tried to take some of these sorting connectors out. So I took all of these sorting connectors out from down here and replaced it with a transfer node. This chest is set up to comb. So all the combs that go into those chests should end up over here. And this is its own little system. So when the chunks are loaded, they're probably all loaded, which is a good thing. Wow. We're getting a lot of drone spare this way, though. But at least the drones in here are not clogging up one of the transfer nodes with drones when a princess needs to go in there. You see what I mean? So the princess will get dragged out, but the drones will just get left there instead of getting clogged up in a transfer node. So that is definitely better for putting back in from a chest, as I understand it so far. I wish there was buildcraft and apiary pipes and all that in this pack, but no. We've got to find a different solution for bees. The Gendustry is probably the other solution, really. We got a honeydew out of those guys. Awesome. Okay, let's see how far off they are, whether we need to make another little cut while we're waiting for this to happen. They're not far off. This one's a long way away. This one's a long way away. So we'll leave it until they're all finished. And I won't touch any of them until then. I might just clear these bees out and get rid of them. Morning, everybody. Morning, Rick. How you doing? Take your feathers and keep them in your saddlebags. Okay, let's see how they're getting on. These ones were just about to finish. Yes, they have. Majestic Princess and Majestic Drone. Awesome. This one's about to finish. Oh, no, it's finished. I had that one earlier. Noble Princess, Noble Drone. And this one finished as a Cultivated Princess and a few others. We've got to get the final bit sorted out for these now. So those two were a pair, and this one. Look at the amount of drones you get from these guys. Lots and lots. And plenty of dripping comb as well. And this one, cultivated, we've got the noble and the cultivated stock from those as well. Thought I'd have a look at the Bealizer first. This one is showing up as noble. So it's a full-on, no splitting up later on, noble. And this one is majestic, it seems. Shortened lifespan, but it does 4 times the fertility. So it makes loads, like there's 4 drones there, so that's 4 times the fertility. And the cultivated is just cultivated noble. So it's a cross between cultivated and noble. Which is why I kind of put this noble drone in there, because this is noble drone. So I reckon if I put together the cultivated princess and the noble drone, that should then equal a noble of pristine, because it's a cultivated princess of pristine stock. So I'm hoping to keep breeding this princess, or this line, with nobles, so it becomes a pristine noble. Because the noble I've got here is ignoble stock, or ignorable, as I like to call it. And that means that it will run out eventually. Generations in captivity will eventually run it down. But as for our checkboard of things that we want to achieve, this first thing that I want to achieve, getting royal jelly, requires a majestic plus a noble. So the majestic princess plus a noble drone will give me the imperial line. Noble and cultivated gave me the majestic. Yes, so I could possibly put noble and cultivated to get me a new majestic line there. To get another majestic princess out of this breeding. And then I'm getting another noble, hopefully, out of this breeding. So that one goes into there. There we go. That's the noble and the cultivated, which should give us another majestic. And then the majestic and the noble should give me another... should give me imperial. And then I should start making imperial jelly. The royal jelly. Yes, Rick. The royal jelly. Let's say goodbye together today, Rick. Let's do this together. You're going to turn around though, aren't you? You're not going to face the camera. You have not got this F5 thing going. Here we go. That's kind of okay. Alright. So, we are much closer to getting the royal jelly. I feel like it's already happened, but it hasn't physically arrived in my inventory yet. And I don't want to make another cut and wait another 15 minutes while those bees wear down and I end up getting the Imperial branch. I'm going to keep going now, doing the same things that I've been doing this episode, a bit of tidying up here and there. As you can see, while I've been waiting, the iron doors have been placed around the beehivery area. I've been messing around with the automation of the bees downstairs to try and find out where the difficulties are. Because until a system's running, you don't always see the flow of materials in that system to understand where there's blockages and things going wrong. So I will continue doing that, and I think once we've got the royal jelly and the royal bees, as it were, the Imperials, are in constant production of royal jelly, we've then just got to sort of sit back and leave the bees for a little while. So over the weekend, suggestions down below in the comments for what we should start thinking about achieving next. Shall I go and start laying out fields of wheat and fields of seeds and make sure that we start dealing with the famine issue? Or maybe there's something from one of the magic mods that you would like to see happening next. Whatever it is, you have a great weekend, and I will see you next week for some more A Druid's Tale.